Do join me. Thank you. It's a pleasure having you join us. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, I will be fixing a few things shortly. Just give me a minute. I want to make sure everything is working okay. Good afternoon, all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Citizen AI, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'm going to try and make this an hour long broadcast if possible. We'll try to make it an hour long broadcast if possible. Please do share the broadcast, help us reach more people. You are, of course, listening to Citizen AI, the platform where we speak truth to power. Help us grow the platform, help us reach more people. Just quickly gonna do one or two things here before I begin the broadcast. Oops, sorry. Okay, no, I don't want that. I want it to be smaller. Ah, goodness me. Okay. I don't know why it's making it difficult, but don't worry. So, here we are. Okay. Let me just make sure I get that right so I can be in there. Please share the broadcast. Help us reach more people. You are listening to Citizen AI, the platform where we speak truth to power. I do need your support, and every help that you give really helps me grow my platform. So please, as you're watching, if you're watching me, please help me grow the platform, and I do need your support. It is of immense importance that you help me grow this platform and reach more people. We have a lot that we want to cover, and with your support, I have no doubt we will accomplish our goal. Our goal is to reach to 10,000 subscribers. So please help us in doing this. Help us reach more people. Okay, let me just, sorry. Okay, 1 second. Just checking something. What is happening here? Greetings and welcome, 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 welcome. So I'm going to take that one there. Do that. Okay. Greetings, welcome. So, greetings all. Welcome. Please like, share. Please subscribe, like, and share. Please subscribe, like, and share. So we're gonna do that. Okay, I'm gonna pin that up there. Pin. Greetings all. Please share, share, share. We're gonna talk about the ongoing issue that you just had happening recently, and it's very important that we understand that. Give me 1 second. Whoops, what's happened here? Okay, I didn't expect that to happen, but okay. 1 second. Anyway, so we're going to be talking about that as you'll gather. We will be talking about that in a bit, in a little while. We want to reach as many people as possible to get this information out there. So please do share the broadcast. Help us reach more people. There is a reason why we need to educate our African leaders. It is now clear that our African leaders don't know. 1 minute, 1 second. No, sorry, give me a minute. Just give me a minute, yeah. So just put this here. Okay, just put that back. Sorry. Delete that. Yeah, okay. Delete. Just give me a minute, please, for everyone. So please do share as you're watching. You are listening to Citizen AI, the platform where we speak truth to power. I've been away for a while, and I'm trying to get everything running. So just bear with me. I will just notice something now with the setup. Okay, good. So just get that back now. Okay, so good. We're back, and hopefully that should start it. Greetings and welcome. As you like, comment, give us a thumbs up, help us share the broadcast, and reach more people. We are shortly going to be going live on TikTok. So we're doing that right now. Oops, sorry, what happened there? So, okay, I don't know what happened. Sorry, just bear with me. Something just happened that shouldn't happen as ever, but just bear with me. We will get there. We will get there. It just happened just as I went on air, it just decided to play this game. But well, don't worry. Whilst we're doing that, I'm gonna quickly get something going. So just give me a minute, please. Those of you watching, I'm just gonna put something up so you will see it because it's important to. So whilst this is going on, greetings and welcome. Welcome to Citizen AI, the platform where we speak truth to power. This is information that we think that our African leaders need to know. We know that they're not going to necessarily hear what we're saying. They're going to be very much, greetings and welcome. Welcome to Citizen AI, the platform where we speak truth to power. So just give me a minute. We're trying to get everything up and running. Just had a bit of a glitch just as we came on here moments before, and this suddenly started happening, but I think we have it covered. So we think we got it covered. So, okay. Give me 1 sec. Okay. So we're gonna see that. Hi. So hi to you all. Let me see if it works, if you can get it there. Okay, we're gonna put that up. Okay, it's not doing it. Give me 1 more second. Yeah, I'm just having some sort of technical issue with this. I don't know. This is not something that normally happens. So just bear with me. We are gonna get there. But that is the word there. Please share the broadcast. Help us reach more people. We will get it going. Trust me. We need to know this information because it's important that we understand what is happening. So of course we're trying to, get everything up and running again on TikTok. TikTok seems to be having a problem at the minute. I don't know quite why. So we're just trying to see, hopefully it will go good. Okay, I think we got that here. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I think we're good to go now. Thank you for watching. Please tap on the screen and share. Help us reach more people. And tap, help us grow the platform. I'm really glad that you've been able to join me once again. I've got about an hour before I move on. So hello, Sedimik, King Lukab, Kudu, Camera, Puri Mori. We're just really looking for how we can get things up and running. It's very important that we begin to do a lot of that work. And we need to educate ourselves about what is really going on in our world. And as ever, this platform is really for educating and raising awareness within the African community about what is really going on and the role. What role can we play? What role can we play? What role can we play in what is going on? What role can we play in raising the awareness within our community? So please tap on the screen as you're coming in. Tap and share. Tap. Help us grow the platform. I'm going to try and reach. Don't worry, I'll just be back in a real second. Let me just try and see if this works. We're trying to fix it. Okay. I don't quite know what's going on right now, but just bear with me. That's why it is good to have something I did a little earlier in place, i.e. this one. So we got that there. So just bear with me. Whilst that is being fixed, we will get back up and running. I don't quite know why I'm having this problem. You shouldn't really be doing that. But I've got to check what's going on. I hope it's not to do with I think I know what it is, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to check that. So greetings and welcome. Tap on the screen. Help us grow the platform. As you're coming in, tap and share. Help us grow the platform. Again, I don't quite know why this is happening as it is right now. It shouldn't be happening because I have got everything sorted out in the way it should be. But just bear with me. So as you're coming in, those of you on TikTok, tap on the screen and share. Help us grow the platform. Probably about an hour or so on this broadcast. What we want to talk about is this topic here. And it is very important. We are talking about this from an African perspective. I hope people will understand why it is very important. We have tried, sorry about that. Sorry, so we have tried to talk about this from a different point of view. We've tried to, give me 1 second whilst I just adjust this here because it's seems to be playing up somewhat. I don't know why. So I'm trying to make it function the way I need it to function. There you go. So now, hopefully, you can see me. Tap on the screen and share. Help us grow the platform. We welcome gifts. Thank you very much. Tap, tap, tap. Can we get to 5,000 likes before we really begin? But you can see what is happening on the screen. You're listening to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Welcome on board. Those of you who are on YouTube, thank you so very much. Don't forget, as you're coming in, subscribe, hit notification button, give us a thumbs up on YouTube. The more you do that, the more we reach more people. We are trying to get to 10,000 followers on YouTube. And of course, we'd like to get to 70, 80,000 followers on TikTok. We're about 40-something thousand, and we want to get those numbers up. And of course, we would welcome subscription. We'd like you to subscribe to our platform to help us grow the platform, help us reach more people. It is really, really important, and we are grateful for your support. So please tap on the screen, tap away, tap, tap, tap. The more you tap, the more we'll reach more people. Let us get the numbers up. Please continue to share the broadcast. We're going to talk about a lot of things. Many African leaders, for too long, we've been trying to reach many of our African leaders by pointing out that they have to do the right thing, that they should know better, that they should, but many of them are not often aware. For example, I just posted a video and I'm going to talk about it. 1 second. I don't know what's going on here now. So let me just do this. I don't know what's happened there. I'm trying to, just bear with me. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay. So hopefully it'll come back. Am I back? No. I don't quite know why it's doing that. Just bear with me, please. I tried to get it. So I'm back there. At least you can see the picture, which is good. So that's a good sign. Yeah, it means we are in the step in the right direction somewhat. So hopefully we will get there. Okay. I'm hoping. So just bear with me. There's a problem. So what we are noticing with African leaders that they are not really there for too long. We've been conditioned. Many of us have been conditioned to accept whatever we've been told by the colonials. And we are not checking. We've been conditioned not to question. And this is what the role of religion is so powerful in conditioning our minds. I'm not here to attack your religion. Please do bear in mind, I'm not here to attack your religion. I'm just trying to tell you how this thing works. Through my own observations, through my own experiences in life, and how religion has shaped the very person that I have been for quite a long time. And in millions of Africans, religion has shaped our thinking. And that is what has really is impacting us all. So please tap on the screen and share, help us grow the platform. You are looking at those three gentlemen there. I do hope the broadcast will do what I need. You need to see me, and I'm trying to make sure you get to see me. But there is some sort of interference, and I'm not quite sure why. So I'm trying to address that. So just bear with me. It will come back, no doubt. I'm doing the very best that I can. So don't worry, carry on. You will see me, no doubt. I'm trying to work on that. And we're just trying to sort out that issue. I don't know quite why it's doing what it's doing right now. We've got the picture that we want. Okay. So hopefully I'll be back now. Yeah, I am back. Okay, good. So hopefully we can carry on. So tap on the screen, share. You are listening to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. We welcome super chats and gifts and hearts and please help us reach more people. Now the topic, as I said, I'm going to read this to you. Yesterday, between yesterday and today, this happened. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor was questioned by the police, Thames Valley Police, I think. He was questioned, and he's still being questioned. And he, on his way back from the hospital, being questioned, the press managed to get a picture of him, as you can see in that broadcast. Greetings and welcome. You are listening to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I've got about an hour or so I don't know why this is happening. Do beg your pardon. And it is quite frustrating, to be honest. I don't know why it's doing that, but I will get there. Okay, I don't know why it's happening. I just don't know why this is happening. And it's frustrating. Okay. Okay, I don't know why it's happening. Okay. I don't know why this is happening. So I do beg your pardon. We will talk as I'm going along. I'm trying very hard to fix it because it shouldn't be going on like this. This is not part of the plan at all. And I'm going to have to look at the plan. But anyway, just bear with me. So what I'm trying to get to is, please tap on the screen and share. Share. I'll be bringing in guests to speak on this topic. And I think it's worth looking at. So Andrew Mountbatten was questioned by the police. And it's over the fact that he was, apparently they said, quite apart from the allegations about the section of the, essaying and all of that of young people and all of that. This allegation is about perhaps passing passing very sensitive documents relating to government plans about trade between countries, between businesses, between all of that. He was, they're saying that the allegation is that he has been passing those information to Epstein. And there has been some emails, they think there's some allegation that the email has confirmed this. So they're doing a lot of research. Apparently we are hearing that they are researching about over 3,000 emails to confirm this. So from what we are gathering, it seems as though there are two different areas. Quite apart from the Virginia Giuffre issue, which many of us know there was a settlement out of court, something that ran into millions of pounds that was paid to settle that case. So far, the denial from Andrew Mountbatten Windsor is that he had nothing to do with what happened to her when she was young. There are pictures and things and all of that says contrary, but the denial, we have to state that, and I'm stating that. The reason I'm bringing all of this up is that there's two sides to this issue, and many African leaders have not connected them. The one side is that, again, like I said to you at the beginning, one of the things that many African leaders, we have been conditioned mentally to not question anything that the colonials tell us. What have I done? Appeal. I'm going to appeal. They keep saying to me, I'm breaking community rule. They've blocked me now for from gift for the next 10 minutes. I mean, what am I doing wrong? I'm only speaking on the facts that is being spoken on major platforms, on all of the mainstream media. So I'm not doing anything contrary to what is being what is being said. I am, I'm not using abusive words. I'm writing them. I'm not using abusive words. I'm only stating what is on the news. Only stating what is on the news. Is in the mainstream media. So, stream media. So submit. So I'm not doing anything else other than that. So I've just been getting a warning, and it seems as though they don't, they think, again, this is why I keep saying to us as Africans, we need our own platform. We cannot be worrying about somebody's platform coming to restrict our thinking. They are treating us like animals yet again. Okay, if you train them not to do certain things, if you reward them when they comply with your demands, again, they are treating us like animals. And we need our own platform where we can come and speak our truth, share our own ideas and opinions, and our own perspective on the world that we live in. We are not a big part of this world. The entire world depends on African mineral resources to do anything, to achieve anything. From US to UK to France to China to Russia, the entire world depends on African mineral resources and talents. You've seen it. So we are tired. Collectively, we are all tired. We reviewed your appeal and confirmed the gifting of this cannot be restored in recommendation and add such result. So they've limited the people who are following me on TikTok. But nonetheless, this is why I keep saying to you, please, if you can, subscribe to Citizen AY on my platform. Subscribe right now. Go on YouTube and subscribe. Go on Facebook and subscribe. Go, and of course, on TikTok here, subscribe as well. Because what we want to do is to begin to give you an alternative, a true perspective, African perspective on the world that we live in. For so long, the voice of millions of Africans has been suppressed, and we have been told and we've been conditioned to accept the stories that has been told about who we are by the very people who have enslaved millions of Africans for thousands of, for hundreds of years, 300-400 years. Likewise in America, likewise in the Caribbean, global South generally. So we need to be able to have a platform where we are not going to be worrying about somebody giving us community standards. What community? The very fact that we are not able to speak in any community, be it Facebook, be it TikTok, be it X, be it YouTube, freely, means that we, the majority, are excluded from their so-called community. This is a psychological approach, a psychological attack. We have to continuously watch and be worried, fearful. Oh, we don't want to speak. We can't speak freely. I notice I am not using any swear words. I am simply talking about what is being spoken on by other major, the mainstream media. What I'm showing you today has been spoken about since yesterday on BBC, on Sky, on DW, on France 24, on all of those things. But you don't hear them putting restrictions on them. It is when we are now getting information to our people, such as we are doing here, that suddenly they are putting restrictions. Please, anybody that's watching me, can you confirm, have I used any swear word in regard of talking about Anduman Barton Windsor? Have I abused them in any way, shape, or form? All I have stated is about what they are doing. That is to say, the police called him in for questioning, and the basis upon which he was called in for questioning, and they even went into detail to explain that is to do with the fact that as a trade envoy, knowing that Jeffrey Epstein was the convicted essay in PDF, he was going in with sensitive documents and interacting with Jeffrey Epstein. And that is the basis on which the police, the Thames Valley Police, called him in for questioning, and they're still doing more questioning. Now, of course, you can see the picture that is on the screen. It's very dramatic. It shows somebody that is obviously stressed about the situation that they find themselves. It is the fact of the matter is that it is something that is impacting our lives. And the reason why I am talking about this is I think we need to have a different approach to how we speak to our African leaders. Many African leaders are not listening to or even following this Epstein case. And they don't understand the connection between the Epstein case and the very people who they are having memorandum of agreement with, memorandum of understanding with, who are signing between nations. Jeffrey Epstein is very, very influential, going to all of these people, been interacting with all of the major presidents, TV executives, journalists, type facts, exactly. You in all industries, healthcare. I mean, like I said, I will be playing a video where Bill Gates was actually saying, Bill Gates was saying that he regrets his association with Jeffrey Epstein, and they were having, like I stated before, Jeffrey Epstein was involved in reports that Bill Gates was doing around vaccinations, but it turns out that it's not actually vaccinations, it's sterilization. And they were trying to talk about how they were going to, trick Africans to believe what they're saying, knowing fully well that they were telling complete fabrications. So these are the things, and our African leaders, many of the African leaders that are wedded to this IMF and to these Western powers, believing that everything they do is perfect. They are not taking cognizance of the reality on the ground and the impact of their actions of blindly following these colonials, following them, without question. The damaging effect it is having on Africans. So we want to talk about this. We must be allowed to talk about this. I am not using any abusive language about Andrew Mountbatten. I am only stating the facts. And we do need to question. Like I said, it's on two fronts. One is the PDFing of the children. This is what is happening to this is what the people who are in high places in the entire Western society. Yes, you heard me. This is what is happening in the entire top echelon of the Western societies. They are partaking, at least as evidenced by what is happening on the Epstein Island, that they're taking, trafficking children and essaying them, and then having, even saying they're tasting like cream crackers. And these are the same people who African governments are having signing memorandum of agreement with. And it is apparent to us, many of us who are keen to really wake up and free Africa from this bondage, that many African leaders are not connecting those two. They're not connecting the immoral acts of the very people that they're signing agreement with on behalf of their citizens. And they are, in some cases, they are aware that their citizens are being exploited, but because of the little crumbs that they're getting under the table, they are not thinking of the long-term damage they're doing to their communities. Now, I hope many African leaders would radically rethink any agreement entered into in terms of health, in terms of GM foods, that Bill Gates has been involved in, because he has come out in the reports that Epstein has been playing a role or something, or influencing and being part of the process. And the very fact of the matter is that many of those things that are being proposed and being African leaders being coerced to sign up is doing damage, serious damage to the health of millions of Africans. And that is why we can't be silent. So when TikTok is telling me that I am going against community rules, I'd like to know which rule I am going against. I have not used any swear word. I can confidently state it. And anybody who's on here, with me talking word, thank you very much. Anybody stating it, if you please type anything, please type if I have used any abusive words against anybody that I've mentioned. Bill Gates, Jeffrey Epstein. I'm only stating that in the case of Epstein, he's been convicted of PDFing children. That's what they've said. And I'm only stating the facts. So we are tired. As Africans, we are frankly tired. The world that we live in, and this is quite important to state, the world that we live in, we have been shackled by one way or the other, psychologically, emotionally, physically, in terms of the financial structure of the entire world. The IMF is built on inbuilt racism, whereby it restricts and it frustrates any development that any African country wants to have to better the future of the people in those countries. And this is what we said. And yet again, the system, so you can see now that platform, that ruinous and damaging platform that they've created, The structure of the IMF is built on ensuring that African nations never achieve full total control of themselves. They remain indebted to the system. Likewise, you are seeing the same thing in the social media structures, the platforms that they create. They are building a structure whereby we have to comply. We have to fit ourselves into the box that they create for us. We need our own platforms as Africans. We need our own platforms. We cannot just be trying to dance around issues and avoid it, because in doing so, it prevents us from really speaking truth to power, to opening the eyes of those who are supposed leaders. And by the way, those leaders have been handpicked. They've been handpicked by the very people who are doing unspeakable acts to minors. That's the reality of it. These people, this top echelon of the entire Western society, are doing unspeakable acts to children. And these are the same people that will put pen and that our African leaders or global South leaders will put pen to paper, believing in everything. How can you believe in anything that is being said by these people when you see the extent of the trafficking of children that's been going on for their unspeakable, horrific acts? How can we be entering into anything with people that have this kind of mindset? That's where I'm really going. So you've seen now, and I mean, there's so many. There is, like I said yesterday, one of the senators in the US said that if they were to begin to prosecute the people mentioned, the thousands of people mentioned in the Epstein files, there will be nobody left. There will be virtually anybody left in the US government. Yet these are the same people that African leaders are signing agreements with. They're signing deals with people. Kenya, Nigeria have signed deals with a man that now says, I regret my association with Epstein. What does that say about the agreement that African leaders have signed into when a man now says, oh, I should have thought about that? Can you trust anything that he says? Is his word worth his salt? That's the question we are asking African leaders. We're not here to abuse. We have, as Africans, we have been silenced as Africans. Our voices has been prevented from being able to share our own perspective. And now that we have platforms that we can do that, they still try to do that even more. And this is why I am calling all of my African brothers and sisters. It is time for us. This is no joke anymore. We need to make sure that we create a platform that nobody on this world, nobody on this planet will ever have a single ounce of influence over. This platform, the platform that we create for the entire African continent and the Caribbeans and any and other places that are where we have melanated people, that platform will be controlled entirely by Africans, so that nobody will hold sway over our thoughts, our mind, our actions. For too long, this has gone on, and we need to speak about this in a fair and honest manner. So please, if you do want to go and ban my page and block me and say to me I'm doing not, please go right ahead. But just know I am stating the facts as they are, and I will not flinch 1 second from this stance. I firmly believe unless we begin to partake in this process, they have managed to get us to be silent collectively on the African continent as people, to be silent, and then they've been speaking to the puppets that they put in place. Thank heavens we have the likes of the men behind me. We have the likes of the men like Ibrahim Traore, Assimi Goïta, General Chene. That's why you see them every time I'm doing a show. They will always be on my show. The reason why is because they are standing up as true Africans. They're standing up as true Africans, standing and speaking up for the people. As you're watching this broadcast, please tap on the screen and share. I can notice that there's just about 1,500, we're not even up to 2,000 likes on here. We welcome gifts when they do open it up. Please share the broadcast. Help us reach more people. We need to speak truth to power. And we are tired. I'm sure I'm not the only one that's tired of being in a situation whereby I go on a platform and I have to mind my P's and Q's every time. But the people who created those platforms, they have impunity. Let me say that again slowly for those in the back. We are being monitored, forced to mind our P's and Q's on the social media platforms. But the people that are running those social media platforms, they are part of the top elites, so-called elites of the Western hegemony. And these people, they are above the laws that they're creating for you and I as Africans. Can you imagine that? And the sickening things, the unspeakable acts that they're doing to children and to women, they get away with it. What kind of a sick world is this? What kind of a sick world is being created by these people? What kind of a sick world? I'm asking a question here. Please, if you wouldn't want to ban me, TikTok, go ahead and ban me. Go ahead. But I'm speaking facts at every point. I am not using any swear word. But it is frustrating that I, as a black man, cannot speak my own truth. I always have to accept the perspective of those who are creating a false narrative of the worldview. And I have to accept that worldview. And I do not have the right, according to your cognitive dissonance mind, that I do not have the right to question what you say about me. We need to speak this truth to power. And our African leaders, it is time that we woke them up. If you, one way or the other, we the people, we can no longer be ignored. There are 1.3 billion Africans. And yet, the system that is being run by this so-called Western world is making sure that the voice of 1.3 billion people are not heard, but the hand-picked people that they control is made to appear as though they're speaking for 1.3 billion Africans. And that is why we support Ibrahim Traore, Assimi Goïta, General Chiani, because they are speaking for their people and they're standing up for them. And look at the benefit. The clothes that is being worn by millions of Burkinabés right now is made in Burkina Faso. There's a new machine that's been designed that is sewing the clothes in the old traditional ways, and it is making in the fashion world. They're now beginning to wear clothes made by Burkina Faso under the leadership of Ibrahim Traore. But yet they will tell us, oh, he's a putschist. He's a putschist. They'll call us names. What right has these people who are carrying out unspeakable acts to children, what rights have they got to talk to the likes of you and me about morality? I ask. What rights have they got to talk to you and I about any kind of morality? That's the question I am posing. So I am saying to African leaders, as you're watching this broadcast, if you do want to chip in and you speak, I want to speak, I'll bring you in. But I am saying we need to speak about this, and I'm tired. I don't know about you. I am tired of the world in which me as a black man, as a melanated person, I have to watch what I am saying on platforms. But those who create those platforms, they are above that law. They can say anything they want. They can make any rule and they can impose it like that. They can make anybody's platform go at the click of a button. I ask you, is that fair? Is that just? That's one of the reasons we should no longer, as Africans, after this broadcast, I want us all, those of you that are so-called rich Africans, and it's an illusion, by the way, if your people are poor and you are rich, be in no doubt you are poor. Let me say that again. If your people are poor, if millions of Africans are poor, and you say you're a billionaire, and your people have not got no running water, no light, no schools, no bridges, no healthcare, be in no doubt you are poor. The people that control you want you to believe that you are part of them. But when the time comes, you watch how quickly they drop you. That's the reality of what I'm saying. So we can no longer, as Africans, depend on a system that does not value our lives, that does not treat our communities with respect. We should no longer depend on such a system. We need to free ourselves. We need to follow the lead of Ibrahim Traore. Ibrahim Traore is building a future, not just for the coming generation, for generations to come. The actions of Ibrahim Traore will have such a lasting impact on the mind state of coming generations of Burkina Faso citizens. Likewise, Assimi Goïta in Mali. Likewise, General Chiani in Niger. For years to come, that it will be impossible for anybody it will be possible for any Western powers to penetrate the minds of the people. I said it before. This Bible and the Quran, particularly the Bible, they use that to take your mind. And they still have control of large portions of African minds. The only way for us to free ourselves is to look to what Ibrahim Traore has managed to do. He has picked up the baton from where Thomas Sankara left off. And it is on you and I. It is on you and I as Africans to support and to promote the AES. It is on you and I. Come, whatever, hell or high water. Okay, I've used a swear word. I'll say F1 in the chat. I shouldn't have used the word F, because they will come and they're gonna come and talk about that now. But whatever the restrictions, we must support this. Because we do this not for ourselves. We do it for the community. What did I tell you? Yeah, gifting suspended. I'm not surprised. Yeah. Okay, I'll appeal it. But what did I tell you? So I typed F1 in the chat because I used that word. But it's a word. It's a anyway. I'm not, they're suspended. They've put the thing up. That's fine. I get it. Yeah. Yeah. So I used HELL by accident. By accident. So I'm just, again, like I said, every time, please, every African, I want you to we need to start taking note. Every time that they flag us, they're making us get closer and closer to the point where we will create our own independent platforms that they will not be able to control. They will not be able to control our platforms anymore. And we need to build that for ourselves. So again, those of you Africans, those African billionaires those African billionaires, the Dangote and the like, do you want the coming generation to continue to experience what we are experiencing right now? Or do you want a situation where they can speak freely and the platform is a lasting legacy? It will be a lasting legacy of your role in the key role you played in freeing Africans from our mindset being held under at G point by this bunch of immoral so-called elites. At what point are you going to say enough? At what point are you so-called African so-called rich whatever? At what point are you going to stand up for your people? Okay, they didn't approve the appeal. That's fine. At what point? Please tap on the screen and share. Help us grow this platform. So we are speaking about the actions of, and rightly so. And that brings me to the question now. So if you notice now, everything is being done now. There are so many people in the US system that have not even faced the courts. At least now you are seeing that there is an attempt, as it were, to actually now address the case here in the UK. I'll give them that. Mandelson and now they're being questioned. So there is an appearance of at least something happening. But that does not remove from the immorality of the acts that they took part in the first place, that they were promoting. And the thing is that these two people that I mentioned, they have been privy to sensitive information that actually is can be quantifiable in financial terms. That could be a financial gain to the very people that they've been closely engaged in this sickening, unspeakable acts with children. But yet again, I keep saying it, African leaders are not connecting the dot. And our role as Africans is to begin to do that, to say, no, you can no longer put us into a situation where you're tied into an unfair and unjust contract by a bunch of people that are using what they have over you, the hold they have over you, to enslave millions of Africans. That is not only immoral, it is unjust and it is unfair. And it is the same system that is talking to us about democracy. Please, what is democratic about getting people to sign an unfair contract, getting people to get tied into permanent indebtedness on their own soil? What is fair and just about that? That is the question that I'm asking our African leaders. Many Africans have not reached their true potential because of their association with the people of the likes of which you see on the screen before you. That's the reality of what we're saying. So we're not here. I'm sorry I used the word HEALLL, but I was trying to make a point that, look, as Africans, every time that you get a strike, make sure that you start we're thinking in our minds, we collectively start thinking, how can we create our own platform? That must be our number one goal. Because I tell you, do you know that the Bible and the Bible and the Quran was a medium that they used to control our thinking? Now, what is social media? Let us break it down. They know that we're using it. So what are they doing with the social media? Are they not controlling our thinking when they start saying community standards? Oh, you can't say this. Oh, you can't say that. Is controlling us. Very much in the same vein as that Bible. Can you now see when I'm telling you that we need to pull away from that Bible and Quran permanently? It's brainwashing us as Africans. That's the reality of it. And we need to take steps collectively. Be it in America, be it in the Caribbean, be it in Africa. We must make sure that we have a platform that is safe and protected for any African, any Caribbean, any American, any Cuban, any Venezuelan, Brazilian, to speak freely without worrying about being censored or being cancelled. The fact that they want to cancel shows that we are not regarded as people. Their mindset is still in that mindset of we are 3/5 of a man. That is based on a deeply biased, I'm trying to pick the words because I don't want to use that word, ready to that cyst, if you like, mentality. Yeah. The cognitive dissonance that this bunch of so-called elites, immoral elites more like, display is staggering. And in everything that they do on the African continent, there is a constant psychological warfare. The Bible was a psychological warfare against Africans. The Quran was and is and remains a psychological warfare to turn us against ourselves. Why is Nigerian leaders not uniting with Mr. Traore and all Africa? Thank you. Kelly, let me bring you on. Sorry, yes, let me actually, I'm going to add you because I like what you said there. I'm going to add you. I hope I'm following you, Kelly Saturday. So I'm sorry if I had to speak, say a few words, choice words. And I hope if I've used any word that's been, if somebody might find offensive, I do apologize if it's not my intention. But I am passionate about what we're saying here. And I do hope that many of you, I'm sure what I'm saying resonates with you. And we need to really, I would hope that many of us, I'm going to bring a few people on because I want to hear from as many of you as possible. Oh, okay. Yeah. So I want to hear from as many of us possible, so that we can begin to take the steps that we need to take. Let me tell you something. There's another thing I'm going to show you. I don't know if I have it on this platform. I'll see if I can find the thing. There is a book called The Delectable Negro. The Delectable Negro. And this is for all African leaders. The Delectable Negro. And would you believe, do you know what that means? Can you comprehend what that means? Let us even, have you heard about that? Has anybody heard about the Delectable Negro? I will come and do a show, and I'll put the front of the book up. Clive Woodward wrote something called the Delectable Negro to show you the thinking of those who are telling us to forget about what happened in the past, because their actions in the past is still happening right now, as evidenced by the actions that has been taking place on the Epstein Island. In 1868, for example, I'm just going to say that, I'll come and show you evidence. In 1868, in a place called Massachusetts or something, Massachusetts or something like that. Anyway, in Massachusetts, Massachusetts. I hope I you know what I'm saying, Massachusetts. In 1868, There was an incident that happened on a ship. Essex is called. On that ship, what happened was there were crewmen, some of them melanated people enslaved, and the others were Caucasians or Europeans. When they docked on by Massachusetts, that area, when they docked, 4 melanated men had disappeared. And it came out, the community came out and said that they had been eaten by the Caucasians. That is one excerpt from The Delectable Negro by Clive Woodward. You can go and read this up. Why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing it up because in the reports that came from the Epstein thing, they said that the part of the children that they had been not only abused, they essayed. They also said that some words came out that they tasted like cream crackers from the same Delectable Negro thing. So the point I'm making is that the things that they said had stopped happening all the way back in 1868 is happening right now. It is all over the Epstein files. And this is why I'm saying that African leaders need to be cognizant of this fact. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching this broadcast, we need our own platforms. We can no longer afford to be, we have to create our own safe space for our people to share ideas, share opinions. And in so doing, we will have the force to be able to ensure that those that we elect into government will comply with us, because they are not going to be listening to people who are not part of our society. Those who are governing us on the African continent, many of them, they are listening to people, and they are listening and being controlled by people who are not part of the African society. You see why we need our own social media space? This will give us a greater control over our leadership. We will be able to exercise our sovereignty without being influenced. Our minds has been taken over by this bunch of unspeakable, I don't even have the words to even describe this, what I'm seeing on the screen. I don't have the words to describe it. And they are the ones that have the power. And they have the power by controlling the social medias. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to keep saying this. The likes of Dangote, and if you are an African billionaire, what legacy do you want to leave behind? I ask you. I want to know what legacy you want to leave behind. What legacy? What legacy do you want to leave behind? Do you want to be the people that they can say, that we can point to and say, the time when Ibrahim Traore, Assimi Goita, General Chani, when they stood up, great African entrepreneurs in the current, whatever that means even now, they stood up and they realized that our community, they had to put a lasting positive input into our community. And one of the things, I keep saying it, the worst damage that has been done to us has been the use of the Bible to control our minds. The Bible and the Quran. They have used, and it is still controlling our minds. And now that is rapidly now being replaced by this social media. And we need to create a platform where we will feel a sense of self, a sense of not worrying about somebody's going to close me, and they have monetized our emotions. Do you understand what I'm saying? Our emotions has been monetized. So now when you're going to think, oh, I'm going to go and speak online. Oh, okay, if I don't speak about what they're going to say, people will not come. I will not get the funds. But you forget about your community that you're in. What is the essence of what you're trying to do when you come online? Is it to earn money? or to inform people? I'm just asking. I don't know. I mean, people have different views, and it's okay. Listen, by the way, there's nothing wrong in wanting followership. There's nothing wrong. But as long as we're clear that those platforms that you are on, they are cleverly controlling our mindset. And when you control somebody's mindset, you control their actions, you control their behavior. An example, there is a plethora of men and women who are doing incredibly crazy things online because of clicks. Clicks turns into money. So the system is making sure that we are vibrating at a lower level, looking at something that is only going to be like to do with connected to our sexual urges and all of that stuff, and not really vibrating higher. And people will think, oh, I'm doing well. But look at how many people this controlling measure, look at how many people it is negatively impacting upon. It is having serious damage on our mind. It is having serious psychological damage on the minds and on the minds of the young. Let me tell you something. When King Leopold, when he decided to use the Bible and use their lie, I will do another show where we'll talk about that again. You know what he did? He said, you cannot change the mind of the adults. We are targeting the youths. So either they got rid of the adults and they silenced them or they jailed them or whatever. And then they started corrupting the minds of the youths to control them. Please tell me what is happening in social media now. What is happening to our youth right now? I'd like to know. What is happening to our youth right now on the social media? Many of them are half naked. Look, there's no, as a man, of course, you will look at a beauty person and all that, but there's a time and a place for that. But many of our youths now, they are so geared to, oh, the shortest way to get famous is to undress. But they realize that when you do that, what you do on the social media will never be erased. The things that you do on the social media will never be erased. And that shapes who you are. It shapes how people view you. That is why African leaders, we call on you now. You need to understand and start connecting this stuff. These people here, this man here, and there are many others. We don't know the facts of the matter, but we do know that he's being questioned on two key things. We do know that that island has been used for unspeakable acts. And that alone, every African leader, Ruto, President Tinubu, Kagame, the guy in Uganda, please, isn't it time to step back? And this woman, the woman in next to Kenya, please, what are you guys doing? Can't you see that these people, that they are this so-called, they have been shown for what they truly are? Truly disgusting, immoral bunch of rated assists. And these are the people you choose to still associate with? I'm going to keep saying this. As Africans, as American, foundational Americans, Caribbeans, we need a melanated space where nobody will threaten what we say. And we are going to protect that space ourselves. Because we are protecting, when we create that space, we are protecting the mind of our children. And we will decide what goes on in those spaces, not those outside of our communities. Because right now, the social media owners, they control what is happening inside our community, even though they are outside of our own communities. That's the reality of what we're facing. But many African leaders, thankfully, we have the likes of Ibrahim Traore. He says to women, there are certain things that you shouldn't do, weaves and all of that. And I support that. I'm not saying draconian. I'm saying within reason. It's getting the balance right. What is going on now to us? Let me ask you a question. I saw a video the other day, and in fact yesterday. Ladies, please do bear with me when I say this, and I'm saying it carefully, but I'm trying to raise an alert. Two things I want to talk about. The wigs that we're wearing, that you're buying and wearing, they're full of harmful stuff. But the companies that produce these things and selling in Africa, they don't care. It causes cancer, it causes all manner of things. The pads that you're wearing, they're full of things. They look like they're clean. A lady was showing that they did test on them, that the ones that they said are organic and everything else, and the ones that they are full of things that are actually spreading and making things worse for your bodies. You see, there is nothing that we Africans can trust about what this system is telling us is good. Whatever this entire this Western hegemonic system tells us is good for us, I want you to know that it is not good for us. If you do the research, the parts and the hair and the things that they've been finding in those hairs, it is better if we are going to have since we know this, why don't we have our own industry where we vet what our women are wearing and what they're using? Because half of the time, those who are selling these things, they are not going to be there. They will not be fund the hospitals. When this thing starts causing, when you start causing CANCER and other things, they're not there. So why are we in a system? Why are we allowing a system that is outside of our community controlling what we do in our community? Why? I am asking that question to every single black person right now. Why are we allowing, knowing fully well that our systems will never be allowed to control what is happening in Europe, in Canada, in US? It will never. Can you see why we need our own social space, our own space we control? We need to support Ibrahim Traore, Assimi Goïta, General Chani. They set up a security around those three nations because they know that they cannot rely on the current system. They're not relying on the financial structures. They're not relying on the military structures. They're not relying on the educational structures. They're not relying on the religious structure. They're not relying on any of them. They are building an entire new ecosystem that will protect and guarantee a brighter future for millions of Africans. That's what they're doing. That is what these men are doing. Please tap on the screen and share. I know that I'm being limited and the membership and everything, but I thank you. I can see there's about 123 people watching me live right now, and I'm really grateful. But I just want to state this. Please, everybody watching, let us start talking to our children. There is nothing wrong with you having fun. There's nothing wrong with you being yourself. But when somebody starts controlling your thought process to get you to do certain things, to get certain, what you think is a reward, is leaving you open to further exploitation and losing sight of who you are. The Bible and the Quran has been to ensure that we lose sight of who we are. The social media is again doing the same thing to ensure that we lose sight of who we are. We need our own platforms. Dangote, whoever else, all of the mainstream, all of the billionaires we have in Africa and other places, if you are a black person, you are operating in a system that is impacting your community at your expense. How about building a system that you will be part of to ensure that it safeguards the future of the coming generation of your community? I ask that question of you. How about that? We don't have to wait. They have their own community. They're doing what is protecting them. Look at right now as I speak to you. They have almost got hold of the Nollywood. They have almost got hold of, if they haven't got hold of it already, it was mentioned by Epstein. And when they get hold of the Nollywood, tell me, what impact has Hollywood had on our minds? I'd like to, I want you guys to think, what impact do you think Nollywood has had on the minds of millions of black people? When you go and see a film and you're watching, the role portrayed by a black man or black woman, is it not one where it is in a lowly position? They are poor, they are this, they're in the kitchen, they are, they defined the thinking of millions of people. They now see that Hollywood is waning. So what are they doing? They're trying to use what we create for ourselves to serve their ends. Africans, time is down to wake up. It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. What are we doing in our communities? If you are a rich African, are you rich? Tell me about your community. Is there safety in your community? Is there hospitals in your community? Do you have good roads for your community? Or are you just walking through your community to your own safe haven, leaving your people in the same place? Because if the latter is the case, are you rich? Are you really rich? Or is it just the paper illusion of wealth? You decide. You decide. So we have to provoke questions in our minds as people. We have to provoke our mindset. Please tap on the screen and share, help us grow the platform. I know that they've drastically reduced my numbers. That's okay. But I'm not bothered about that. Please, we need our own platform. Anybody who's watching this, thank you very much, King Blessing. And if you wanted to say a few words, I'm really grateful for you. I'm going to follow you and I'm going to try and motivate you. I've added people. I don't know if they've joined me. So I've tried to add people. Maybe they've not come on. If you do want to join me, you can, but I know that they've severely restricted my viewership. There's about 100 and something people who are watching me live right now. But the thing is that they are only allowing 8 to interact with me. So I'll take a picture of it, just so, because I don't want people to think I'm just saying, I'll show it. I won't show it now. I won't share it now, but I'll do it. I'll bring that up later on. Okay, so I have that there. So at least I have that evidence. So that it's not like I'm just talking nonsense. But look, we cannot, So 120, about 7 are watching me now, which is fine. But the reach is 128. And I'm really grateful for those of you who are watching. King Blessing, thank you so much. Thank you for the gift, and thank you for following this platform. Everybody watching me, consider subscribing. Those of you on YouTube also, I'd really be grateful if you can subscribe to my platform. There's a lot more to talk about. Now, the question I want our African leaders to think about this. If people that you are associating with, if they're involved in essaying children, do you think they care about the children in your communities? Simple question. If the people, the so-called elites, the Western world elites that you are signing contracts and deals with, all of them are all heavily compromised in this sickening business of essaying minors, gripping them. even eating them. Do you think signing any memorandum of understanding, memorandum of agreement in them is something that you can be confident is the right thing? Or is it that you don't care? Do you care? Are you bothered? You know that when they offer you your pittance that is under the crumbs that they offer you on the table, is nothing compared to what they take out. Let me say it this way. When they give you that deal, they always give you the deal in their paper. What leaves your community? What leaves your country? What is constantly leaving your country? And what is it that Ibrahim Traore stopped? That is why they're hell-bent on actually going back in there. They can give you any amount of paper they want. They don't care about paper. It's meaningless to them. It's about your resources. But you're too busy counting those paper money. Oh, I'm rich. No, you don't need money, paper money to know you're rich. The wealth is in your land. They want that. And your people as well. These are the things that I hope we can talk about. And I wanted to talk about this on this broadcast to make sure that we raise the awareness in our communities. Please subscribe to us on YouTube. If you're joining me for the first time, go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Subscribe to us on TikTok, on Instagram, Xspace, Substack. Thank you so much, King Blessy, for the growth. I'm really grateful for your support and the gift. I am really, really, really grateful. Thank you for those of you who will be gifting and who will subscribe. I would be really grateful if people can subscribe to my platform. And like I stated before, I want to be doing broadcasts on a regular basis, going to Burkina Faso and Niger and Mali on a regular basis to give you updates about the improvements of life that they're doing. I mean, their focus is on the healthcare, the good roads, schools, bridges, healthcare, self-sufficiency in food production, self-sufficiency in clothes. They've banned the importation of used clothes in Burkina Faso. If you are going to run any mining business in Burkina Faso, from now on, you have to have your headquarters in Burkina Faso. This is what we need. That is good leadership. Never mind whatever words they're using. Or pushist. They can call them whatever they want to call them. These leaders that you see behind me, they are exactly what we need on the African continent. They are exactly, and we need more of them on the African continent. So, again, I will keep saying it. Let it be something that is in our mind now. We can no longer rely on a social media platform that is operated by those who are outside our communities. We can no longer continue to rely on social media platforms run by those outside our communities. Let me give an example of what I mean. In the 70s and 80s, hip-hop, rap and hip-hop, African Bambata, KRS-One, Mobb Deep, so many, great names. Kool Moe Dee, so many great names. Fight the Power. Look at such positive energy they brought. Suddenly, the system saw, these guys are being woken up psychologically. Suddenly, they opened all of these record companies. Not one of them was headed by a militant person. Not one. They were all controlled by people who are outside of the black communities. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. Please, if you doubt me, if you disagree with me, make a comment. Every single one of them in around about the 80s, early 90s. Then suddenly, from the positive energy of empowering us as black people and everything else, what happened? It became a GUN culture. So, you are going to take something, and the very people, all of you who are suffering within that community, you now take the pew and turn it against yourselves for the benefit of those who want you to do that to yourselves. And like I'm saying it now, Nollywood, they are targeting it because they know that gradually Hollywood is losing that, because many of us are not, we are awake, we are waking up. So they want to use something that they can use to get, yet again, it's a mind. You see why we need our own independent social media space. With our own control on our social media space, we free our minds. We will let, it is only what we collectively as a community want to come in will come in. Right now, they're force feeding us with psychological warfare. Night and day, night and day, night. It never stops. The very thing that is actually going to be negative and detrimental to our existence on this planet is the very thing that they're pushing us to follow. Please tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. I'm here to listen. I don't know it all, but I'd like you to just think about what I'm saying. Anyway, listen, thank you so much for all of you joining me. Like I said, I will just say this. Ken King Blessing, thank you. Yeah, I like what you said there, Kelly said Saturday. Why is Nigeria leader not uniting with Mr. Traore? They need to. They have to. So, look, the question is, how many more Andrew Mountbatten Wisdom are there in the royal families across Europe? How many more? We know that there's somebody, I think there's a royal person in Norway or something that has similar thing that's been, but how many more? And these are the people that our leaders go to. And they don't look at what these people are doing and the impact of what they're doing on our communities. We should have no business. Anybody that's been involved in that Epstein file now, any agreement entered into them, as a matter of course, if we had true African leaders, they should rip up that agreement. It should be ripped up. Because these people are coming out and saying, oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have been involved. I should have known better. I regret and all that. But these are the same people who are standing in front of standing with African leaders, sort of chopping up with them. Yeah, sign this deal. It will be good for your community. Is it? So in the so-called royal families now, how many more of these sort of people with immoral acts have been alleged immoral acts? How many of them are in the so-called the society of this Western hegemony that our leaders are very keen to go and speak to? And what does that say about their association with them? When you are associating yourself with people that are doing unspeakable things to children, and they are PDFs, and they are actively encouraging PDFing. Why would you want to have anything to do with them? Why? Why? I'm just asking that question. So I will come back later on. Later we'll talk about this, but I'm really grateful for those of you that have been commenting and leaving questions. I've tried to answer where I can. I'm really, really grateful for your support. We welcome any gifts and super chats. I know that, like I said, the viewership has been severely limited by TikTok. And I've used only one word which was the HELL, and it was a way to illustrate a point rather than in a very careless manner. But nonetheless, I've been accused of me. I'm only stating what is being said, and this is the thing: the things that are factual that are stated here, the mainstream media will not state the facts. They will state pure fabrications. And what will happen is those fabrications will go into the minds of millions of Africans. Because even if you say it's wrong, the platform is there for them to keep reinforcing the lie by saying it. If you say a lie long enough, people who have been force-fed that lie will end up accepting it as truth. And they are not censored or punished. But when we speak our truths, we get censored, we get punished, we get demonetized, that's why I keep saying it. Aren't you tired of being in a structure where those who are leading those platforms are not from within your own communities? They are not people like you and me, but they are influencing what is happening within our communities with their platforms. Negatively, I might add. Here is where I will bring this to a close. I want to thank you so much for joining me. I know TikTok has been doing crazy things. Please subscribe to my platform. I'd like to get to 50,000 followers on TikTok. We're about 40-something thousand right now. Let's get to 50. I'll be coming back on a regular basis. We'll talk some more. And I want to bring some panel. I'm about to go to another platform. I'll be doing a show this evening on the airwaves, not on here, but I'll see if I can share it and look out for that. But please, thank you so much for joining me. And I've really enjoyed your company. And your support has made me carry on and be able to talk at length about the things that is collectively negatively impacting our community alike, be it Caribbeans, be it America, be it Africa, global South, if you like. We've been able to trash out and talk about possible solutions. Everything I've said here now, I am one of the things that we need to do is not to spread hopelessness in our community. Always leave hope. These are the hopes that is materializing. This is the hope that's bearing fruit. Thomas Sankara, even though they took him out, his ideas they couldn't take out. Who is taking it forward? Ibrahim Traore. That is the hope. We need to continue on that vein and support good leadership, great leaders. And I salute Ibrahim Traore. I salute Assimi Goïta. I salute General Chiani. They are the great visionaries of our time, and they make it certain that Africa is already free. You see, oftentimes when things are changing in the undercurrents, we don't get to see it. You will just hear some rumblings. You won't know it's changing. There's seismic changes happening in Africa. Not only physically, but mentally. Our people, we are waking up slowly. And now we are getting to the point where, you see, we are a powerful force when we unite collectively, spiritually. That is why they keep preventing us. That is why the Bible and the Quran, they keep putting our way. Did you know? Let me say this before I go. Did you know that the rights for the King James Version Bible is owned by the royal family in the UK? Did you know? Okay, let me just do something quickly. Let me show you. I don't want to just say it and just think, oh, you can find it. I want to show you. Let me show you. Okay? 1 second. So, I'm just going to show you the royal family. Okay. A minute. Owns the KJV, the rights to the KJV. Yeah, so I will show you in a minute. Okay. So here we go. I need you to see that. See? In the United Kingdom, I'm just showing you. Let me see if I can make it smaller. Okay. So, if you can see that, in the United Kingdom, the British Crown holds perpetual crown copyright, or more precisely, a royal prerogative over the King James Version Bible, allowing the only authorized bodies like Cambridge University Press to print it. That Bible, sorry, that Bible has a strong influence in Africa. All the English-speaking parts of Africa have felt the impact of that Bible. That is bombarding, that is psychological warfare. That Bible is a psychological warfare on the African continent. Likewise the Quran. Because those who owns it, it's nothing to do with Jesus or God or anything. It is, and they control your mind with it. You need to connect the dots. Now, they have every right to own whatever. But equally in Africa, as citizens and as sovereigns, we have the right to control what comes into Africa. We have that right and we need to exercise it. We need our own social media platforms. We need our own media space where we should not allow them to be forcing us, forcing this on our minds. One more thing before I go, if I can show you that. There is something here. I need you to know this as well. It's the same playbook that they're doing. Sorry, let me see, is that it? No. Okay. No, let me see. I want to just show you something if I can find it. Let me just check it. They wrote themselves, they gave themselves the power to take over our land by the popes. The popes wrote that they have the right dominion over our land. And that's what I want you to know. And that era has to end. They gave themselves the power over our land. And we didn't give them. They came. And that's what I want you to really hold on to and bear in mind. Pope Nicholas IV. Is it the 4th or the 5th? Let me see. Papacy, yeah. To have dominion. Let me see. Let me just put that down. Okay, Pope Nicholas. Papacy. Nicholas V, sorry. 1 minute, I'm just going to do this. Gave the power to give the Pope, give the power to colonize. Give Spain, let me see, the power to colonize. Okay, I want to just show you. So when they tell you that the Bible is this and that and it's holy and everything else, tell me what is holy about giving people the power to, there we go. I want to read this. So listen to this. So I think I'm going to leave you with this one, then we will go. So when they tell you anything else, sorry. Give me a minute, please. It's a bit sticky. I don't know why it's doing that. 1 minute, please. Give me a minute. Okay, I'll get it back. Just give me a minute. I want to just show you. I just need you to see this. No, not that one. This one. Okay. So get that. Okay, here we go. So I want you to just see this before I go. I hope you're seeing it. It says here, Pope Nicholas V, he issued a 1452 bull, 55 Romanos, which authorized Portugal to conquer, enslave, and subjugate non-Christian and pagans in Africa. I want you to remember that. That's your Bible. The popes that you go to Rome to pray to gave them power. Are you seeing the similarities? Somebody outside of our community gives his own people power and dominion over us without our consent, without our say-so. That is what the social media that we are using represents. I'm just giving you a lot of examples so that we understand what is going on. We have to understand. So you see that, they gave themselves dominion over Africa. And yet you will say the Bible or the Pope and everything else, you will go and bow in front of the popes. You're bowing in front of the very people who have enslaved you, who have authorized themselves, who have given them the rights to enslave you in your land. We have to wake up. The Bible, the Quran, means us serious harm, even in 2026. Even in 2026. Sorry, I'm sure you heard me read it out, those of you on YouTube. I will try and see if I can do a program where you can see it next time. But let me just read out what I just said for those of you on YouTube. So Pope Nicholas V issued the 1452 bull Dom Diversas and 1555 Romanos Pontifex, which authorized Portugal to conquer, enslave, and subjugate non-Christian Saracens and pagans in Africa. These documents, along with subsequent 493 bulls from Europe, Pope Alexander VI, form the basis for doctrine of discovery. So what does Trump like to say? By doctrine of discovery, we are going to reimpose the might of America. You see, they give themselves power over us. It's time. We should not be using their platforms. And I'm saying that we have to create our own platforms. Because the platforms are doing exactly what the Bible and the religion has been doing. It's just another sphere for them to yet again take control of our minds. We need to create our own space. We must create our own platforms. I'll leave that there. Thank you very much for listening. You've been listening to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'm back later on. I need to have a quick break. I'll be doing a broadcast about 6:30, I think. I might do something quickly in Yoruba, but please subscribe to Citizen AY. Hit notification button, give us thumbs up. I hope you found this beneficial. If you found this beneficial, consider subscribing to this platform. I really do appreciate each and every one of you for joining me, despite limitations placed on this platform by TikTok. Everything I'm doing is really speaking truth to power. I am not, well, you can say the informational purposes only. You have to do your own research. Of course, I'm not the absolute, knowledge base alone. We must share knowledge among ourselves in our community. We've been prevented from being able to speak freely. And of course, above all, on this platform, we endeavor to speak truth to power, to talk about what affects African community from an African perspective. It is really important that we begin to voice how we feel about situations and not allow those who are operating their platforms within our community to dictate to us how we feel or how we should feel, or talk to us about how we feel, or to tell us that this is how we feel. We must express ourselves. And the best way to do that is to have our own platforms. So please do share. Thank you so much for listening. You've been listening to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I so much enjoy having you guys join me. Thank you so much. Even though it was only a few people, I'm sure the message will be spread. Subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, on Xspace, on TikTok, on Facebook. And Please, if you do whatever gift, we welcome the gifts. Thank you for those of you who have gifted this platform again today. I'm really grateful. Long term, I want to be able to be reporting on ground directly from Burkina Faso, from Mali, and from Niger, and let's go forward. Africa, this is our time to unite and free ourselves psychologically from the bondage that we've been placed. There is a psychological hold that is currently in place on Africa, and by having our own social media space, our own platforms, is the best way we can break free permanently from that. Thank you so much for listening. You've been listening to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Thank you once again, and bye for now. Bye, guys. Bye all. So let me end it here. Okay, I'm going to end it. Thank you, and bye for now. Whoops. Bye. Bye all. Okay, so thank you so much for listening. Thank you for joining me. I know that TikTok slowed down a lot of what I was doing drastically, but we're not going to let that deter us. We will continue. We are going to proceed. I'm going to be doing the live broadcast at 6:30, but I might do something quickly here on YouTube, TikTok in Yoruba. You may join me briefly for the one on Oduduwa TV radio. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful for your support. Please subscribe to us on YouTube, on Facebook, on TikTok. Help us grow the platform, and thank you for listening. I hope you found what we've shared today beneficial. Subscribe and hit the notification button, and of course, talk to you all real soon. Thank you for the thumbs up. Please don't forget that if you're watching it later on, give us a thumbs up to help us grow. There is a lot of work we need to do. You may not see the picture evidence of it, but the voice and what we spoke about is very, very clear. Have a listen, do share, and I will back later on. Thank you, and bye for now. Bye for now.